After you followed the instructions and downloaded the Gmetrics website, that's where you'll be practicing your practice Excel test. First, you will need to log in. You will see a dashboard like this. You need to go to Test, New Test, Office 2016 Excel Expert. For this, you'll have 3 exams to practice. Exam number 1, exam number 2, and exam number 3. Each test comes with a training mode and a testing mode. The training mode means that you can make mistakes, you can correct them, and there will be hints that will walk you through on how to solve each problem. Testing mode is designed exactly like a real test. It will be timed. You will need to complete each exam in 50 minutes or less. So let's go through the first exam. Start a new test. As you can see here, there is an overview tab, task 1 through task 6. You can also go to previous task or next task. There's also mark as completed and mark for review. If you're not sure about the problem and you want to go back and take a look at it, you can mark it for review, and once you complete it, the test, you can if you have time remaining, you can go back and try again. So don't waste your time. If you are not sure about some tasks, just go through them and then you can come back to it. So let's do the first one. Task number 1, enable only digitally signed macros in this workbook. When you see a problem like this that doesn't specify a tab or cell range, that means it's a general option, and all general options are located under File option. So we'll go to More Options. In this case, it's assigned macros, and all macros are located in the Trust Center. So we're just going to click Trust Center Settings, Macro Settings, and this is like what they're asking us. So we're going to click this option, the one that they're asking, and we're just going to click OK. And again, OK. And that's it. The task number 1 is completed. Task number 2, on the flavor prices, so we're here, format the markup, so this column, and the price column to display numeric values to 2 decimal places. The format should be applied to existing and new rows. When it says new rows, that means we have to highlight the whole column and not just the specified cells. So let's highlight column C and D. We can click on this little number format, and we're going to click number, decimal places 2, and we're going to click OK. That's it. Task number 2 is complete. Task number 3. On the Q1 sales, so here, worksheet, apply formatting to the quarts sold, so here, that displays the 5 least selling ice cream flavors with a white red fill. So here they're asking us for a conditional formatting. On my exam, I've encountered 2 problems with conditional formatting rules. Right now I'm just enlarging the screen so I can see. And one task was a pre-built option in the conditional formatting, and the second task was a Formula 1. Here they're asking for the 5 least selling ice cream. So if we highlight quarts sold, just Control Shift arrow down, go to conditional formatting, and as you can see, we have top bottom rules, so we have top 10 items, top 10 percentage wise, bottom 10 items, above average, below average, and of course we have more rules. With this one, we need bottom 10 items. They want just the bottom 5, and the option has to be with light red fill. We're going to click OK, and here we go. Now all those items are highlighted. For instance, on the exam, if you think you messed up, you can just highlight again, go to conditional formatting, and you can clear rules from the entire sheet, and you can restart. So let's just do this again really quick. Conditional formatting, Top bottom rules, bottom 10 items, 5, and we want white red fill, and let's click OK. Task number 3 is done. Task number 4, on the monthly orders, where are the monthly orders? Add a formula in cell F4, so right here, of the demand column that displays decreasing if the orders in April were less than the orders for the March or less than the average orders for the quarter. Otherwise, display no change. When the task asks you to say display this if this condition is met, or display that if that condition is met, we know that it's an if formula. But in order to use if formula, we need to design a logic test. And here we have two conditions. It says orders in April were less or less than the average order. So we have or. That means we need to use an or formula. So we're gonna hit equals, type in or, hit tab, click on our little function argument window. So logic number 1. In logic number 1, they're saying that April orders have to be less than March. So D4. Logic test number 2, they said or April orders have to be less than the average B4 to D4. We're going to click OK. So this is our logic. And now, third, we're going to design an if formula. So again, if, hit tab, our function agreements, our logical test, just right click on the mouse, click paste. We have to delete equal sign, otherwise it won't work. Value if true is decreasing, so we're just gonna type in decreasing. Value if false, no change. And then we're gonna click OK. And that's how we complete task number 4. Task number 5, on the flavor prices worksheet. On the flavor prices worksheet, add a watch. So to cell F4. So this is cell F4. I'm gonna go to formulas. We're gonna add watch window. Oh, where's the we are gonna add watch. Yep, add watch to F4, and we're just gonna add and task number 5 is completed. Task number 6. On the Q1 sales worksheet, Q1 sales, on the Q1 sales worksheet, we can exit out of this. Create a chart that shows the cost on the left vertical axis, the profit on the right vertical axis, and the flavors on the horizontal axis. So we need cost, profit, and flavors. Flavors, cost, hold on, shift control, shift, arrow right, control, arrow down, control, press control, and then profit column. Drag it. Oh. Okay, let's do it again. Flavors, cost, control, profit. And because we have left axis, right axis, horizontal axis, that means they're asking for a very specific chart, which is insert a combo chart, and they're asking for the line on secondary axis. So as you can see, we have We have cost on the left, profit on the right, and flavors on the horizontal axis. We've completed this task. Great project. Project number 2, task number 1. On the food stock inventory worksheet, so food stock inventory worksheet, write a conditional formatting rule so we know it's going to be this option for the range A2 to A57 that sets the font color to red for all duplicate values in the column. So duplicate or unique values is a preset function in conditional formatting, so it's going to be easy for us to do. So we need just A2 to A57. So we highlighted this cell range. We're going to go to conditional formatting and we're going to go to new rule. As you can see here, it's format only unique or duplicate values, but they're asking us for a specific format. They want red, font color red. So we're going to click format and we're going to click font and we're going to click color. It says right here red. And we're going to click OK, and then we're going to click OK, and here we go. It highlighted all the duplicate values in red. Task 1 has been completed. Task number 2, in cell H12 on Q1 actual sales, H12, use a formula to calculate the number of trucks that had hamburger sales of more than $2,500 in March. So because it's asking us to calculate the number of trucks, that means it's a counting option, count. But because it has two conditions attached to it, we need a count if formula. So equals count ifs plural because we have two conditions. Let's click on our little function argument window. So criteria range. What are they counting? They will be counting. We need hamburger meals. So it's B11 to, let's see, okay, B11 to B43. What's our criteria? It's actually already telling us that criteria can be hamburger meal, hot dog meal, chicken sandwich. We need a hamburger meal, so we just have to type in hamburger meal. What's our criteria range too that they need to count? It says $2,500 in March, so we know it's E11 to E43, and the criteria, it has to be, the sales have to be more than $2,500. And we're gonna click OK. And they say that there's only two track sites that met those conditions. So mark as completed. On the Q1 actual sales, we're right here, worksheet, name the table Q1 sales. So the table, so we have this table, so let's click on it. Every time it asks name a table, you need to click on the table. So this little window will pop up, click on the table design, and here's the table name. And then when Q1, and we need to hit an underline because there's no spaces here, and then hit enter. Q1 sales, done. Task number 4. On the Q1 target sales, save the pie chart. So this is the pie chart as a template named target sales. Okay, this is really easy to do. Again, we'll click right on the chart. We're gonna right click with our mouse, save as a template. They want the name as target sales. Oh, I misspelled it. So make sure you're spelling everything correctly on the exam. Target sales. Let's go here. Let's pick our name. This is my name. Let's go to documents. This is the Gmetrics template and just click save. Complete it. Task 5. On the pivot table worksheet, this is the pivot table worksheet. Add grand totals for the columns only. So here we're going to click on the pivot table and we'll have this little pivot table analyze pop up. We're going to click on it. Oh, it's actually, oh, no. it's actually going to be under the design button. And it's asking for grand totals. So grand totals for columns only. Done, completed. Next, grade project. Task number one, protect the workbook so users cannot add, change, or delete worksheets. Again, it doesn't specify a tab or a cell range. It's a general request. That means we have to go to File, have to go to Information. We see here Protect Workbook. Let's scroll to the options right here, such as adding sheets, which is what we need. We're going to click. Password is 12345. Click OK. Re-enter. Click OK. Task 1 is done. Task number 2, create a new set of customized colors. Every time you hear this, you'll have to go to the page layout, colors. We want customized colors. So they say accent 1 should be accent 1 darker. So accent 1 darker 25%. And the name for this colors are going to be ocean colors. And we're going to save it. That's it. Task 2 is done. Task 3. On the Find an Instructor worksheet, insert a function in cell B8, so right here, that displays the name of the scuba instructor from the courses worksheet. This is the courses worksheet. Who is qualified to teach the course displayed in cell B6. So this is a VLOOKUP function. So equals VLOOKUP, hit tab. Let's open our little function argument table. So what are we looking at? We're looking up a RecDiver. Who can do this? Where are we looking this up? We're looking this up in this table. Column index number. So column index number is what value from which column do we want to pull. So we know this is column number 1, this is column number 2. We need the instructor's name, so we need column number 2. And do we want the exact match? Yes, we do. That means we need to type in false. And then it's actually the answer already popped up. And we just click OK. There we go, Dan Webster. Task 3 is done. Task number 4, on the schedule worksheet, link a combo box from control to cell B7, that displays all of the names from the instructor list. Apply 3D shading to the control. So every time we hear that, that means we need to go to the Data tab. We need to, Developer tab, and we need to go to Insert, Form Controls, Combo Box. Then we're actually drawing out a little cell box. We right-click with our mouse and we do Format Control, Input Range. So what are we inputting? We're inputting this instructor list. So this is the instructor list. Where are we putting it? We're putting it in cell B7, cell B7, and they want 3D shading. We click OK, and we're done. And if we click on this little arrow, a list of all instructors will pop up. Completed. Next, remove the instructor's named range. So all the name ranges are located in the formulas. Name manager, instructors. All you need to do is to delete both. Done. Great project. Display the developer tab on the ribbon. Again, just a general request. That means we have to go to File, More, Options, Customize ribbon. On this main tab, if you scroll all the way down, you will see that the developer tab is not clicked. So we're just going to click on it and we're going to say OK. That's it. The developer tab is right here. I have multiple because I've done this exam multiple times. So complete. Task number 2, configure the workbook calculation options so formulas do not show result changes until manually recalculated, or when the workbook is saved. Again, doesn't refer to a specific tab or cell ranges. That means we have to go to File, More, Options, and because it's talking about formulas, we'll assume that it's going to be under Formulas, and it says that we want manual recalculation. We're going to click here. Or when the workbook is saved. Here it says recalculated work before saving. We don't want that, so we're going to unclick and hit OK. OK, and we are done. Task number 3. In cell G2 on the word capital cities, so cell G2, use the index function combined with the match function to find the population of the capital city entered into cell F2. Perfect. So first we need to use a match function. So let's type in match, click tab, let's open out a little window. What are we looking up? We're looking up Kabul. What are we looking up? We just need to see how many matches we will find on this list with the name Kabul. So let's see. So it's from B2 to B oops, to B197 to B197, and our match type has to be exact. So we're going to do 0. So let's see how many matches we have. There's only one Kabul in column B. So the next we need to use index function. So first we're going to highlight match. We're going to cut it and we're going to start typing index. Hit tab, open our little window. So we are going to say what's our array. So array is going to be from B2 and C because that's where we'll be dragging the population. Whoops. Oh, hold on. So we're going to cut this formula right here and we're going to start typing in index. Hit tab, our little function, click OK. So our array is from B2 to C197. So this 2 columns, row number is our exact match, and column number is 2 because we want to pull this information from this column. Let's click OK, and it says that population of Kabul is 2.2, and we can see it right here, completed. Or on top 15 cities, so let's click here, add a slicer for the country column. Place the slicer to the right of the pivot chart. Okay. So here we need to add a slicer. Slicer just helps to see information in a different way. So we just have to click on the pivot table. Let's go to pivot table, analyze, insert a slicer. They're asking us for country column. Click country column, and they're asking us to place it right next to the pivot chart. Here we go, and it's done. On the top 15 cities worksheet, modify the chart. So we need to modify this to display the cities by rank order instead of alphabetical order. So like right now we can see it's B, B, C, D, but we need to do a rank order. So let's minimize this window and maximize this one so we can actually see the filled items. So we need rank. So here's the rank. We clicked on it. It automatically went to this, which is incorrectly. We have to hold it and drag it, and let's do it above the capital cities. And here we go. Number 1 is Tokyo now. We've completed this task, and let's grade the project. So our last project with 5 tasks on the specialty item price worksheet, format the data in column F. So this is the column F as British pound sterling, but with no specific region. Do not create a custom format. So we click on our little arrow again, and we need go to number. Let's go to currency, and it says that it has to be GBP. So let's click on GBP. It doesn't say anything about decimal, so we're just gonna leave it as such. Click OK, and there we go. Now we have GBP right next to each number. Done. Task 2. In column H of 2016 shipping worksheet, create a formula that uses functions to show how many days occurred. So this is column H from the time an order was placed until it was shipped. So for this we need days. Again, it says end date. So ship date is this, comma, start date, which is order date, close our parentheses, click enter. So it takes 9 days from when the order is from the order date to the ship date, and we need to just double click on this little cross to calculate it for every single row item completed, because it says in column H, it doesn't specify just for H2, it's for the whole column. Task number 3, to store the new specialty items, your export company built an extension onto your warehouse. In cell 7 of the warehouse extension B7, add a formula that calculates the monthly payment amount, assuming that the payment is due at the beginning of the month. For this, there's a specific formula called PMT. We're gonna hit tab, and we're gonna open our little window again. So the rate is 5.5%. We're trying to calculate a monthly payment, so we need to divide it annual interest rate by 12. Then years to pay off is 15, but we're looking for months, so we need to multiply by 12 to find out how many months we have. Then the loan balance is $348,000. For this, we need to add 1 if it's a cash balance you want to attain after the last payment, or 0 if omitted. It doesn't say anything about that in our problem, so we click 0. And then type, it says put 1 if the payment is at the beginning of the period, and right here we say yes, it's at the beginning of the period. So we just click 1, click OK, and this is our calculation completed. Task number 4, on the 2016 summary chart, modify the table so that the product names are grouped with each country. Okay, so again, let's minimize this and maximize this so we can see everything. And we need product. Okay, so here's the product name. Okay, there we go. And this is done. Now we have Argentina and all the products associated with Argentina completed. On the 2016 summary chart, apply style 16 to the pivot chart. So let's click on the pivot chart. We know that it's going to be a design because we're designing. It's a style. Let's click on this little arrow, and then now we're just looking for style number 16. Style number 16 is right here. Mark as completed. Grade the project. Now we've finished our test. Yes. And there we go. You're a superstar.